Hi, I'm Dr. David Graybill. I'm the Technical Theater Director and Theater Coordinator here at Scarsdale High School. The Auditorium renovation project outlines some very serious and very clear issues with the current auditorium and fixes those. We can start with what is currently our house, where the audience sits. Some of the problems that we face here are as easy, or not easy, but as simple to see as the seating. You see some of the seats, the backs are torn, the seats sort of go in and out, and these little handle things aren't all attached. Some of the seats are loose. This one right here is nice and loose, right? They're just really old and need to be replaced. You can see the carpet here. This is about as clean as the carpet usually gets, which is really saying something. Which means, yeah, we need to replace the carpet. So these are, aesthetic points of view, but there are also safety concerns. If you look up here, you can see that the pieces have already started to fall in. This is plaster. It has been tested, so it's not harmful to our students, but it's still plaster falling in on the seats, and sometimes you'll see a nice fresh dusting of plaster along the seats here. You can actually see it right here on the floor. This is some of the plaster on the floor that has fallen in, and that happens regularly, because it happens all around the perimeter of the auditorium. This was the last attempt at acoustic paneling right here. These bars represent an early 1980s attempt at trying to diffuse the sound as it bounces around this parallel walled room. This methodology of acoustic paneling is outdated, and we have found that it does not work. That, along with the fact that after 40 years these things have started to crack and come off, and it again adds to the general disrepaired look of the aesthetic of our auditorium. As we follow along here on the walls, the wood paneling was also another answer to the acoustic practice of the 1980s. Again, this flat surface and that flat surface are not practical for any acoustic treatment on any auditorium anywhere. Most auditoriums have a textured panel on the side just so as to diffuse the sound. These perfectly reflect acoustics backwards and forwards, making this almost like an echo chamber, which is not something you want for an auditorium. Along those lines of the acoustics, all of the acoustic paneling, the clouds as they are called in our project, these clouds were installed to be an acoustic response to this gigantic cavernous room, and in fact don't work. These acoustic panels right above, you can see, are a shade darker because the people who installed them made them cloth, which actually absorbs sound rather than bounces it around the room, making it an even more dubious place to have a performer stand right up where no sound is actually captured. The acoustic improvements we're going to see here in the auditorium are going to be a series of acoustic paneling, which are panels that actually allow the sound to bounce around a lot more than just back and forth. They're textured panels, so it allows also for a little bit of absorption into the walls, wherein the current wood paneling does not allow for any absorption. So what we're trying to do is create better sound, and all of the sound that we want to hit people's ears rather than every sound in the room hitting people's ears. That is the benefit of having those acoustic tiling. The tunable curtains are curtains that actually extend along our upper portion of our walls. The upper portion of our walls at the moment are just as reflective as the lower portion. However, the upper portion of our walls allows for a lot more reverberation through the room. The reason we want tunable curtains is so that when you push the curtains all the way back, that reverberation exists. And so for a big band concert where you want a lot of reverb, you want a lot of sound bouncing around, it allows for a much more expansive feel to the room. Whereas when you are having a spoken word event, such as a meeting or even a play, you don't want so much reverb bouncing around the room. You want actually to feel a little bit more intimate and sound more intimate. And when you pull those curtains along the walls for that particular event, it allows for people to hear what we want them to hear. So it allows for a lot less reverb. It allows for a lot less bounce. It makes it feel like you're in the same room. You can see that these, what are called the cheeks of the stage, you can see that they sort of frame the stage. These cheeks are concave, which means that most of the sound that comes in here goes along this wall and out, and actually doesn't bounce out towards the audience. It actually absorbs more than it does. What we're proposing for our auditorium renovation is to make them from concave to convex, actually pushing these cheeks out so that the sound coming off the stage actually reflects out into the audience where we want it to. And making this a lot more attractive. One of the many things our fire marshal has actually said for us to do is to replace these stairs for a good reason. These were installed as a temporary staircase, but have since become more of a permanent install because access from the auditorium floor up to the stage is only viable by this ramp and that staircase over there as permanent solutions. These temporary solutions were a lot faster, but as it happens, this wasn't a great permanent solution. As part of the auditorium renovation project, we will have permanent staircase, a very large, wide staircase that would allow access to the stage as well as the exit a lot easier from the audience floor. But also transforming this staircase, rather from a permanent staircase to a permanent ramp, so mirroring the ramp on the other side of the auditorium, and again putting a staircase right out in here, so making it easy to access from either side of the stage for both our people who walk up steps and people who use ramps. This makes it a lot more easily accessible in a better space. This ramp isn't only used for just this stage space. It's also for our band room back here. It's for our backstage area. All of these things are sort of interconnected, and to only have one ramp leading from the auditorium up to this area makes it a lot longer trip for anyone trying to come from the commons and outside down to this area, to the cafeteria and so. So this becomes and makes it more inclusive of the space, makes it easier for everyone to access, and quite frankly, makes this space look even better. One of the pieces of our auditorium renovation is to replace the stage floor. The stage floor in front of our proscenium, right here, was replaced a lot more recently than the stage floor back, and you can actually see the difference. If you look at this space right here, it's a much cleaner space until you get to right about here. Then it's a lot older, and you'll see these divots that mark the stage space. This is wood that has actually not rotted, it's actually just started to dissolve. That's how long this stuff has been in place and how well used. It's a testament to our school that we use it so much, but it is also a safety hazard when you get back to divots that are about this size. That is, next to my hand, that's a pretty big divot there in the floor. A safety concern because when you have objects as big as our concert grand piano here, traveling across the stage, if one of those wheels were to get stuck in this divot, you'd have to be lifting a 2-ton piano out of said divot. That, along with the fact that any inconsistency across the floor actually degrades the quality or the safety level of the entire floor. Does that make sense? It's meant to be stood upon here, but when you have 2 tons of pressure going right into here, it actually makes the board spread out and will actually damage the floor further. The space will, in its update, will become not only more inclusive of every student in the student body and every performer that wishes to step on our stage, but it will also allow for more access. At the moment, there are spaces in our auditorium that students can use, but they don't really because it's not very comfortable. Specifically, I'm talking about the catwalk. The catwalk will be made up so that it's a lot more accessible to students. At the moment, students don't like going up there because they literally have to crawl along the catwalk. Catwalk is an affectionate term. Walking does not happen much up there, but they have to crawl along the catwalk because there are beams that happen every 8 feet, right at their waist level. In the renovation project, those beams will be removed because the beams are there to hold up the clouds. The clouds are disappearing, so then will the beams, and the catwalk then becomes more accessible. So Tormenter bars are currently bars for hanging lights on either side of the auditorium. At the moment, these Tormenter bars are no longer accessible by any modern equipment. We figured out exactly how they were accessible early on, using ladders that are now considered completely unsafe for human beings. So we no longer possess those, which means we no longer have access to the Tormenter bars. There are currently 12 instruments up there that I have not really touched at all because I have no way of getting to them. Those Tormenter bars will, in the renovation project, become accessible through ladders that descend from our catwalk. Ladders and a platform. Once it's there, then it provides a safe place for a person to stand while servicing all 6 of these instruments. We are in the process of moving everything out of the theater and back into the shop, making this backstage hallway a temporary storage area as we shift over our shows. As you can see, it gets a little crowded back here, but what will be actually addressed in the auditorium renovation project is access. Like we talked about in the auditorium, the access from both sides, that ramp, we actually need to change access to our backstage area. Following along the lines of inclusion of everybody, at the moment, our dressing room is located in an area that is not accessible by anyone who needs to use a wheelchair. As we move back here, we move into our dressing room. So currently our dressing room situation here at the high school auditorium is that we have one dressing room space accessible only really to one gender. It's a very large room and can easily be separated into 2 separate rooms. However, at the moment, it needs help. It needs a little bit of the budget so that we can actually close off or wall off part of this so that we can make this into 2 separate spaces. Much more easily accommodate everyone that wishes to use the space. So the storage room, the long-term storage room as a space is currently sort of in flux, but as a result of this renovation, we will move all of the equipment, the props, the sets, the costumes into spaces that are more crafted towards their usage, which is to say that we'll have brand new shelving units back there that will accommodate set pieces, it will accommodate props, it will accommodate all the things that we use in the performing arts, so that we can actually widen our space to be, widen the dressing room to be used by everyone that needs to. And what it does is that it actually allows for more space. Our props don't have anywhere to grow at the moment. We've sort of maxed out our capacity there, and we don't have anywhere to grow with our costumes. If we move the costume into the hallway, that's more space for our costume. If we move the props back into the long-term storage, we'll have more room for props. And at the moment, the long-term storage is not full. I'm currently standing in the area where it normally floods. You can see a lot of water damage along the ceiling. This is just off of where we just were in the backstage area at the long-term storage. But this area isn't used for anything because oftentimes during the wet season, this whole area is basically what we have dubbed Lake Brewster. So, because this has been such an issue, we're actually getting this whole area, having the roof finally fixed as part of the current year's budget, which is great. But this is definitely an area that needs to be looked at and addressed. So this is definitely something that I'm happy to say is being addressed in our current budget. During the course of the year, the auditorium is used by every school group we have. And some we can't always accommodate because they want to hold an event while another event is going on. So this space is in constant use by all school groups, from award ceremonies to parent meetings to faculty meetings, to student gatherings of clubs, of, well, of course, productions and concerts, but also full days of just group celebration. Recently we had Jabberfest, which had 750 students in this space watching their peers perform for them for the very first time every period of the day, which means 750 students filed in for one period of the day, watched their peers perform, filed out, and a new group of 750 students came in to watch more of their peers perform. It is an invaluable and indescribable, like almost emotional day when everyone can feel the energy of the room being something more than just school. It's a community. It is absolutely something that brings people together. And the more we celebrate the space and treat the space with kindness, the more that we can have those experiences.